Good morning, everyone. My name is Dominic, and I'm here today with Heliex.AI. I am the product and strategy advisor for this company, which was founded by Yuri and Cyril in the crowd. I'd like to give them a big round warm of applause for the company that they've created here. So I'd like to start with what we believe in as a company. We believe that everyone deserves access to best-in-class mental health services, and that everyone should be able to have mental health professional services no matter what income you have, how much time you have in your day, or what other barriers of entry you may be currently facing in your life. So here's the problem. This is a big slide. There's a lot of data and a lot of statistics on here. But the most important one I'd like to draw your attention to is the fact that 75% of adults in the United States report moderate to high levels of stress. Everyone here works really hard. We all juggle a lot of things, and we can all empathize and feel this problem in our own lives, and we can see the other parts of the problem that make up what we are currently experiencing, that traditional services are very costly, that there's long wait times, there's stigma, and solutions are fragmented. But Heliex.AI is creating, through the power of technology, a comprehensive wellness platform, and through the power of AI, to lower that barrier of entry so that you can have access to services whenever you want in a 24/7 manner. So here's our solution. What we currently have is an app available in an alpha version on you can download from Google Play and from the App Store. We have 24-hour sessions for therapy. We have a voice chat in English and in Russian currently, and we have a wellness tracker that tracks your mood throughout the week. Other features on this slide are features that we're developing, features that we are hoping to raise money to be able to build for our consumers, such as being able to pair with a human therapist, having affinity groups and communities, mental health tools, and customizable wellness plans. The most importantly, everything that we offer is secure and private, and we make sure that in our technology stack, we've embedded GDPR practices as well as HIPAA practices to protect your data. So this is a very big market that's growing at a compound annual growth rate of around 15%. And the reason is because a lot of people are coming to terms with the fact that stress is a problem that's not going anywhere. We just need to be better at solving it. The technology that's coming out today is allowing us to tackle this problem by providing us new ways to have a balanced life and a life that we can enjoy while we do all of the things that we all want to do in our life. This is a Tam Sam Som slide that really shows what we're targeting. We believe that we can conservatively go after just 4% of our service obtainable market with 500,000 subscribers, resulting in about 140 in annual revenue. So we've had a launch in January and early traction. As you can see, our user base grew from our team, which was around 20 people, to today 300 plus individuals. Our first B2B partner, the Land United Soccer Club, just signed on a partner last week. They are a youth club in Charlotte that offers soccer as well as mentorship for their players. So we have offered a tailored version of our application to them to provide services for their players, 12 and up, for their coaches, and for their organization to support their development as young individuals. We're making a real-world impact because, again, we believe everyone should have access to the best-in-class mental health services. What about our competition? You can see here that it's a crowded landscape, but these are companies that are coming onto the scene and being able to raise large amounts of money because they're providing real solutions to real problems that everyone in this room is experiencing. What differentiates us is that we're building a platform that has all of these features in one place, and we know that we're building something that is going to be able to have an integrated approach. We've been recognized by our peers, by professionals, and by the startup community. Yuri and Kirill are part of the Eastern European Business Network, and that's where a lot of this early support has come from. But we've also been recognized by Microsoft as one of the top 3 startups in the AI category as well. For our initial pitch, we'd love to raise $650,000 to build the other features that we showed earlier on in this slide and grow the company to a larger point. Our model is a freemium model that provides those core services to everyone free of charge, with additional features being provided at a subscription price that we believe with a 24/7 service is very competitive for where the current offerings are. And finally, just to go through our team, which consists of 20 members who are putting their hard-earned resources and time into this vision that they believe in. And it's a company that I was brought on recently to, but I truly believe in is going to make a great impact out in the world. And with that, I'd like to leave our contact information here. For those in the audience, please scan these QR codes if you're interested in seeing what our application's about, and we'd love to answer any questions. Thank you.
Perfect timing, Dominic. Thank you. Nice job. Thanks for sharing the story with us. And I'll just walk through some things that stuck out to me in terms of just pros in the pitch that caught my attention, and then some opportunities. So I think you started with a problem side. My appreciation in the pitch for you helping us zoom in on what you thought was the core of the problem. I thought that was great, because my first glance was like, okay, we got a lot of problems here, but you helped us focus in on the 75% of people reporting this type of stress. I liked that when you presented the solution, you were trying to demonstrate which things were unique. I had a question mark around competition at that moment in the pitch, and I was happy you doubled back to it, towards the end. Glad you hit GDPR and HIPAA and all these things. You have to say them, right? So check.
I have a slide for it too.
Yeah, I'm sure you have it in the back. And then just one shout out for the way that I really appreciate that there's a users slide, right? So many pitches jump to revenue, so many pitches jump to projected revenue. Many skip over users, customers, companies, buyers, partner, and that for me at this stage is what's most important, hearing what those people's feedback have been, and then are they paying or are they not? If they are paying, have they had a renewal cycle yet where they had a choice on whether to keep paying or not, et cetera. My push for you would be around just go to market, right? And although there are other, I hear you on kind of the unified platform approach here, but the reality of if the go-to-market here is direct to consumer, competing against Calm and others who have raised gazillions of dollars, is that it's going to be a really noisy space that is going to be tough to differentiate in with a bunch of people who have really deep pockets. So I'd push you on go-to-market, thinking more a little bit about the payer landscape or other clever ways to get to market that can help you get an advantage there, as opposed to having to bash your way through the app stores.
Just thank you for the feedback. It's very valuable, and it's a lot to chew off in 6 minutes. One of the stories is the B2B approach, where we can take the application, the base application, and tailor it to our B2B partners. So for Land United, we can have the prompts, which are going to be directed towards their younger players, be very specific to the problems that those players are having, and provide an enterprise license that makes it affordable for the company. And then on the back end, provide metadata, like these are generally the types of problems that their players are experiencing. So that's a unique value that I maybe didn't explain correctly.
So I thought you did great. Will you go back to your second slide? There's two things I want to say from Dominic's pitch, right? Yeah, there you go. One is about people who are pitching and their relationship with their slides, right? Sometimes I will say to an entrepreneur, someone who's presenting, I'll say, your slides didn't serve you very well there, okay? And what I mean by that is this, is what you said when you narrated this slide was great. It was really great, but you felt compelled to describe what was on this page. You actually apologized for it. You said it's busy, right? I think you should really simplify this and the place where you're different, because you said really good things, right? And the people in the back of the room can't see this or read it, and the people in the front of the room probably aren't going to see it or read it, right? And you said really good things. I think you should have your slides reflect what you were selling, right? I think your message would be a little clearer when you went through. You know what I mean?
I do.
Yeah. And then the other thing I'll tell you is this: Y'all, when you meet with a professional investor, right? Actually, I want to say one other thing. Laura Smales runs this thing. Laura, stand up and wave for everybody. Does everybody know Laura? It's good. So, Laura sits here. Laura sits here with an iPad that's got a little countdown timer, and she stresses out when the person goes over. And you ended exactly on time. That's the first time that's ever happened. Amazing. When you meet with a professional investor, right? Very commonly, they will not tell you what they're thinking. Right? They will seek to get more information, they'll seek to learn more from you, all that kind of thing, and they're not going to tell you what they're thinking, mainly because they just want to get a little further down the track before they find a reason to say no. I think that for your business, the only metric that's going to matter for a professional investor who's serious about you is retention, right? Because this is so crowded and there's so many people and you're competing with free chat GPT, you're competing with everything in the world. And if you cannot prove demonstrably that the people you acquire are not churning, then I think an investor is just going to pass. And so I would A, know how you're doing on that, and B, if you're doing well on it, I would sell that pretty hard, because the defense mechanism against somebody having more money than you is if you have lower churn than them. Because if they go educate the market for you, and then you can scoop up all the people who leave their platform, you can win. That's what I think. Do you have anything about churn in here?
No,
You're probably not old enough to know.
just in January, so we're still getting those pieces of data.
I think the way you could do is you could say, we know that if we have a leaky bucket, we're going to die. So let me show you how we don't have a leaky bucket. Right?
Thank you.
Yeah, cool.
So you see if you can get churn from your competitors.
Hold on. Sean said a good thing. Sean said, see if you can find out churn for your competitors, because then all that venture money that's flowing into them, that's market education for you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Way to go, Sean. Yeah, Sean. Yeah.
All right, Dominic, again, I cheated. Nice video online. I thought it was great. You did Tam, Sam, Sam, so my friends Trent and Ash will appreciate that from class and Chris. And as Joe said, having your regulations there is a good thing. So a couple things. I think we've all hit, or these guys hit on a little bit. I'm concerned about your competition. You don't have first mover advantage because there's other solutions that came out a couple years ago. Full disclosure, Chris and I are both investors in Wayhaven, which is an adjacent competitor to you. I don't even think they're on here. This slide scared me a little bit because I think you could multiply this by 10 or even 100 of your competitors out there. So, and I don't think the barrier to entry is that great in this solution. I think that you started in January. I think there's a lot of competitors out there. There's generic solutions, like ChatGPT. So this might be an unpopular opinion, but I think you need to pick a niche market and crush it. So your first customer or beta customer is amateur sports. Could you dominate your solution in amateur sports and become the de facto solution for that market? Because amateur sports is big. Just ask your friend John. It's a big market, and you're going to get some experience there with athletes that are 12 to 18 years old. Could you dominate that, and that's how you differentiate yourself? Because I'm really concerned about just how competitive this market is. Once you figure out that market, then it's your megaphone, is how do you get the word out that they should go to, how do you say, Heliex? That Heliex is the solution. And I was confused if this was B2B or B2C. I think you clarified that when you responded to Joe. It's a B2B play that'll be tailored for the particular market. But again, maybe that's amateur sports and you really tailor it towards amateur sports. Then the question is how do you reach every amateur sport organization out there? And there's partnership opportunities to do that, and I bet you Chris has some ideas on that. So that's my thoughts. That was my thoughts.
Thank you. And candidly, we're still early on, so I think part of us is putting a lot of feelers out there and seeing where the traction goes.
Don't try and pick your target market. Let them pick you.
Yeah.
Right? Put it out there, and maybe it's long haul truckers. No, I'm not kidding. Maybe it's software developers for remote companies. Maybe it's some weird little niche where you can have kick-ass LTV, kick-ass CAC, and hyper low churn, and just quietly build something while all these people are spending money on TV ads. Like, let them, and you'll be here in a few years, right? It's good. How much time do we got?